Coach, started to the 2010 season really not the way you envisioned it after a pretty solid camp leading in.
Yeah, we thought obviously it would be a lot more competitive football game. It really was in a lot of ways. You know, giving them 21 points by our own turnovers. You know, turning the ball over in the first play of the game, and then defensively we didn't respond right away and let them in. Then late in the game they blocked a punt on us, and then we fumbled a center exchange with Marshall and Zach Williams, and so that, you know, 21 points puts that score at 60 instead of 44. And but even without that, there were some things, you know, defensively we didn't play very well. We played on our heels. We didn't really attack, and I think they kept us off balance, and they showed us some things we hadn't worked on or seen, and we made some adjustments, but it was a bigger package than we anticipated, and the running back Kendall Humler was a lot better player than we envisioned. We knew he was a very good player, but he was very special, and you know, just his ability to run the ball was such a huge impact on that football game for us.
While the score did get out of hand a little bit, were there things that you saw that we've taken steps from last year's team to this year's in terms of on-the-field performance?
Oh, I think so. Without question. I mean, first of all, our special teams was outstanding. We had a miscommunication on the block punt late in the game. That was a mistake. But our coverage units were phenomenal. Our kicking was very good. I was very impressed, and it was something we haven't seen here in a long time, special teams wise. I thought our passing game at times was very good. There was clearly some mistakes by Marquise Wilson and Isaiah Barton, their first college game ever, but they also made some plays, and that gives us a lot of reason for hope, just because there's going to be so much improvement over the next few games with those guys. You know, Gino didn't play, and Jared got hurt early in the game with the concussion, so it made those two guys play the whole game. So there were some things like that on the offensive side of the ball. Losing Ricky Galvin early hurt us, but we just feel he's very dynamic, somebody out of the backfield we haven't had here in a while. But we have other backs there that'll be solid for us, and we need those guys to step up and play well. And then defensively, I thought that our players, you know, played hard. We didn't do a good enough job getting off blocks. We got to coach that up better, and we got to tackle better.
You played a lot of young kids. Again, we did so last year, this year. Is there any substitute to grow them up other than playing in the games?
Well, you know, it's who is on our roster right now, and we're playing those guys, and they're only going to grow though a lot, and that's the thing we got to look at, is watch their growth over time here. They've done everything they could before a game. Now it's time to improve during games, and the only way we're going to improve in games is by playing them and then working week to week to improve on our performance. And I think people are going to see that as we keep moving forward without question, and we just got to keep growing and working hard, and you know, I really think we're going to respond and play well.
Talk about the maturity of Jeff Toole. Been through, you know, a season, took some lumps, but grew from an experience standpoint. How did he come out of this first game?
Well, he did some really good things, and took care of the football. Didn't force a lot. He missed some throws. He overthrew some, underthrew some, but he also made some great throws. He got us in and out of some plays that were really good. Scrambled with his feet at times when he needed to. So there's a lot of good that Jeff did. And again, working with some guys that are really new in the passing game. So we're not dealing with a seasoned veteran bunch of kids that spend a lot of time together. But they will, and they're going to only grow week to week. But I thought Jeff overall was solid.
Another focus this year has been on the offensive line. A lot of guys rotating in and out. How did the line look after seeing the film?
Again, there were some really good things, as good as we've seen here in a long time too. You know, Wade Jacobson, David Gonzalez played their first Division I football. At times they did some outstanding things. At times there were some big mistakes. John Fullington played his first time in there. So we had 3 guys playing their first college football ever. You know, and they did some really promising things. And again, experience is going to allow those guys to grow a tremendous amount. And so there's so many spots where we had first-time players and/or players that were maybe out all last season coming back and playing, like you know, James Montgomery, Chance State, and Tyree Toomer, Kevin Coyman. There was just a number of players that haven't played in a long time that were back, and so you know, it's their first time action in over a year. So, you know, there were some moments in there that weren't as good as they're capable of doing, and we'll get better. There's no question.
How important is the first game of any season, win, lose, or draw? But now you've kind of put it out there, and you can kind of start grading it and seeing it against a different opponent. Yeah. How big is the jump early in the season from that first game now to the second game and all those corrections that can be made?
It can be really big, you know, there's no question. It needs to be for us. And I really feel the score was not even closely indicative to the performance on the football field. If you go back, and I was disappointed too, but you watch the film and you see the competitive nature of how things were done, and they had a few big plays that they made. We had some big plays that we messed up on, and it created some points for the other team. But through and through, it was our best football here since we've been here, without question. We just ran into a very special player, we feel. We didn't tackle well at times. We need to do a better job there. We got to coach that up. Offensively, we got to be more consistent. Those are all things, though, this team will be able to improve on, because they're youthful, they're eager, they have good attitudes, and they're going to grow from this first game. I think it's going to be a big, important piece for us, because I know we're going to improve off this first game a lot.
Good thing about early in the season is you get to put this one behind you now and focus on the next opponent, which is Montana State, a school you're very familiar with, having coached against them at Eastern Washington. Have you looked at any Montana State film yet, or how much do you know about the Bobcats?
Well, I know they're very disciplined. They've got the coach has done a great. Rob Ash has done a great job there, and they're sound on defense and offense. They'll be very well coached. You're gonna have to earn your yards on offense, and you're gonna have to play very sound, solid defense. They've got a fairly mature program. I think this is his 4th year, and so you see things are kind of gelling for him, and you know, it's going to be challenging. But at the same time, you know, our guys, we need to focus on us and the Cougars, and just executing what we do and how we do it, and that really needs to be our focus. And our issues really are, a lot of it is we're trying to do so well. We're almost pressing, and we're not relaxing and playing. That's what I like about this team. We've got great attitude, good young guys, and they all really want to do bad. And when their mistakes are made, it's really not a lack of effort at all. It's the opposite, you know, and they're a little tense. We got to relax a little bit and go attack and have the attack mode and play the football that we want to play.
With that being said, good to play in front of a home crowd this weekend, open up the season at Martin Stadium?
Yeah, we need the home crowd. We need them to help us move forward and to grow off this team. Our fans need to support this young team so we can grow and get better. That's how programs can move forward, and teams are going to grow. We need to be home. We need our crowd behind us, and we need to take a step. And a great crowd is going to help that.
Very good. Well, let's go out and do it right and get a home victory.
Yep, sounds good.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.